We are joined by Austin, no doubt Trout. What's up, Austin? How are you, man?
I'm good. Blessed to be alive, blessed to have a job,
Yeah.
blessed to have something to work towards. I'm happy.
So you're fighting Luis Palomino at BKFC 57 on February 2nd or 3rd. I would second, the second, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a huge step up from Diego Sanchez. He is the number one pound for pound fighter of BKFC. I believe he's the only one that they've ever had, if I'm not mistaken. How do you see this fight going? Are you looking forward to it? Like, give us your diagnosis.
I'm very excited for this fight.
Yeah.
Whenever I do anything, whether it was boxing or bare knuckle or anything, I want to be the best. I don't just want to participate and get a trophy. I want to be the best. So when I came in the game last year, they said Diego. I said, cool, that's fine. Who's the best though? Because that's who I'm going for. I'm trying to go to the head. I whooped Diego. Palomino came in the ring. As a champion, he called me out, which is respectable. I can respect that because he knows as well. I am going to be the best man in this sport, and February 2nd is going to be the proof of that. Yes, Palomino is a different caliber fighter than Diego Sanchez, but I'm a different caliber fighter than Luis Palomino. Um, Palomino, I like to say that I'm arguably going to be the toughest opponent he's ever faced in any combat. That's not the same for me though. I'm treating it as such. I'm
Right.
training it as such, but that's not the same case for me. I fought bigger and badder mugs, than Palomino, and not to say that this is going to be a walk in the park because I'm definitely training to get ready for him. Unlike I did for Diego, I didn't need to train for Diego. I need to train for Palomino. So it's
You
going to
didn't
be a
train
good
for
fight for a
Diego?
little bit, and once not really. You guys, my coach was like, yeah, maybe next time you'll train for a fight, fucker. I was like, oh, I may wait.
Oh my God.
But I didn't need to. I didn't need to train for Diego. I
Yeah,
need to train for Palomino.
right.
I
Uh,
think his only chance is if I get tired. So I'm getting rid of any chance that he has.
yeah, you mentioned the fact that you have had much tougher competition. I mean, no, it's honestly like you probably have arguably had the greatest competition in the history of any fighter that's ever stepped into BKFC fighting Canelo Alvarez. I mean, it's like that has to be something where like it's like when you're lifting weights or like when you put a weight on a baseball bat, and you swing it a lot and then you
Yeah,
swing the
yeah.
bat afterwards. It's a lot easier to swing that bat. You know what I'm
A lot
saying? So,
easier to swing. No, no
yeah,
doubt, no doubt. But still, again, we are taking this very serious.
yeah,
Don't let the confidence deter the fact that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And
right.
and Palomino is gonna require a lot of work to become victorious. So we're just putting in that work
So,
so that
so
we
how do
can
you
be
see the fight
victorious.
going? Do you see it with a finish? Do you think this is going to go all five? Like, how do you see it going?
Well, you already know it can only go one or two ways. If he runs like he seems to do, like when he fought with Lily, for this last guy, and it's hilarious because his coach DM'd talk about fight like a man. I was like, have you seen my? Did you see my last fight? I walked Buddy down. Have you seen your fighter's last three fights? He's running. You know what I mean? He's using those legs. So if he does that, which is not a good idea for him because I got the reach and I got the speed and I got the footwork to keep him out. So if he stays out, he just makes my job easier. But he may not get knocked out doing that. If he comes and tries to make a fight out of it, which I feel like is his best chance because he can land maybe a lucky punch or something, then I feel like he's gonna get knocked out really fast within 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, and you and I are the same age. We're both 38 years old. He's 43. I mean, it's like it's got to be rare for you to fight a guy that's that much older than you, right?
No, the last time I fought a man that was that much older than me was when I fought Miguel Cotto. He was 32. I
Right.
was 27.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I
rare.
know I like the way that happened too. I like the way that worked out. I came out on top, beating him in the Madison Square Garden in his second home away from
Yeah.
home, just like I'm coming to go beat Luis Palomino in his home away from home in Miami, or Hollywood, whatever. It,
Yeah.
it just it's all lining up, and then you start looking at the numbers. You know, we're fighting on the second day of the second month. This is my second bare knuckle fight.
Right.
I'm going to be a two-time two sport world champion against this man who was a two-weight class world champion. Those twos are lining up for me. You
I
know what I'm
like it.
saying?
Deuce
So,
is
so the
wild,
line,
bro. Deuces are
Deuce
wild.
is wild. You see,
Yeah, I love it. Um, so you come in for that number, but you know, your number, it's number two, but you're coming for that number one pound for pound spot, right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
I want to be the king, the head honcho. Like all roads lead to me.
I mean, Mike
And
Perry
the
is the
thing
king
is,
of BKFC right now, it seems. I know that you guys fighting about 20 pounds apart. I mean, you know, he's like maybe when you get there, you could meet some because Palomino was calling out Perry at his last press
he was.
conference. But you
I
guys fight.
know.
But so is that has to be a fight that you're interested in after this, after you get through
So the thing
Palomino?
is, I fight at 154 pounds my whole career, even
Right.
to this day. My last fight in Germany in October 14th, shout out to Legacy Management. That was at 154 pounds, plus or minus a few pounds.
Right.
So even now, I'm fighting up. I'm fighting at 165, which is above the weight class that I'm comfortable at.
Right.
But to go fight Mike Perry to chase that greatness, I ain't scared. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We know about Mike Perry. He doesn't bring any skill to the table. He just brings that grit, that chin, and that power. And so to keep his big ass off me, we're gonna have to, invoke a lot of ninja skills, man.
Yeah.
A lot
You
of
have to,
ninja skills. But
but
I
so you
think I can make it happen. I think it can be done.
I love it. So, but you'd probably have to meet in the middle somewhere and wait, I'm guessing. But I mean, that has to be like if you get through Palomino and you take that spot, I mean, that would have to be in terms of in-house fighters that BKFC has right now.
Right,
You know, other than like
right.
maybe like another guy coming in from another promotion fighting Perry, that has to be the biggest fight that BKFC could put on with in-house fighters, right?
I think so. But
Yeah.
also we can't forget because I'll just say I skipped the line a little bit. One fight, get a title shot. So it's only right that I give whoever is next in line a shot at the title, in my opinion.
Right. Fair enough.
Now don't get me wrong. If they're like, hey, look, we got you with Perry for that big money. Toodaloo number two. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm going for that money. I'm going for that glory.
Absolutely.
But I will take time to
I
give
feel that.
the next guy a chance. A lot of people were yelling Tony Soto should be next.
Love it. Hey, let
Okay.
me throw my cat out of my office really quick. You just jumped in.
Keep the cat.
Um, all right, last thing, a couple of more topics before we go. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know, obviously, you never fought Floyd, but the internet kind of went crazy yesterday. We got some footage of Floyd Mayweather hanging out with Ryan Garcia. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, it kind of went a little viral. Everybody was talking crazy about it. What were your thoughts on it? What do you think? Do you think that this is a good move for Ryan to spend some time, get some time, like sort of outsourcing some perspective from Floyd? What are your thoughts on it?
So what the thing about Ryan is that he can learn so much. Any fighter, anybody, any fighter and any caliber can learn so much from Floyd. And just being around that kind of greatness, you're going to absorb some of that from him. Now, if he was talking about making Floyd say his head trainer, I don't think that's a good move. I think you should just, if you're going to be around Floyd and listen to the way he moves, the way he thinks, if he's going to show you some of the things, the way he trains, do that. But as far as Floyd being a coach, even when Floyd was a promoter, he could not stand any of his fighters taking any attention away from him. He couldn't stand it. So him being a head trainer or being a promoter or anything in a position to make a fighter as good as him or better than him, he will never do. He would probably what's the word I'm looking for? Sabotage it before that fighter got there. Look at the beef with him and Tank. Every time Floyd, right before Tank left Floyd, every time Floyd was going to talk or promote Tank, he'd always start talking about himself. Yeah. Tank's a good fighter. But, he's just like me. You know, he likes to fight the best. And Floyd Mayweather. Floyd only fought the best. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, we're not talking about you. We're talking about Tank. So if he's just kicking it with Floyd, learning from Floyd, that's a good move. You can learn a lot from Floyd, especially when Floyd is unintentionally teaching. But if he's making him as a head coach, I don't know if that's a good move. I think Ryan Garcia's popularities he's more popular than Floyd was, to be honest, because you know nobody really liked Floyd. You know, even at his height, you know, people wanted to see him lose.
I wanted to, yeah, you mentioned the popularity because Floyd did what he really made news for was saying that Ryan, Tank, and Canelo are the three biggest stars in boxing right now. I mean, in terms of like pay-per-view, in terms of draw. Do you agree with that? Do you think that
Yeah, yeah.
that they are?
Yes, absolutely. But you know, he left out that man,
Terrence?
Bud,
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford. He left that man out. He did that on purpose too, because Terrence Crawford is going for the greatness that Floyd didn't. And Terrence Crawford, at the rate he's going to surpass Floyd in greatness. So you notice he didn't mention Bud. Um, but yeah, and I think Bud's a bigger star than Ryan Garcia necessarily, boxing wise. As far as um, all around, Ryan definitely is a bigger star all around. You know, he's on runways.
Yeah.
His Instagram and his social media is on point. So overall star, Ryan's a bigger star. Boxing star, Bud's that guy.
Yeah, and I also think like Ryan, he brings in new eyeballs in a way maybe that Bud doesn't necessarily because Ryan's like
Exactly.
Bud is like a boxing fans boxer, whereas Ryan is like a
Mhm.
sports fans boxer. You know, if that makes sense. You
And it
know,
makes
so
all the sense in the world.